Hey everyone, welcome back to our episode. Today we are diving into the world of vintage t-shirt using Adobe Photoshop. If you are passionate about creating unique or retro design, this video is for you. Let's get started, okay? First thing, let's open up the Adobe Illustrator and create a new document. I usually use the 20 by 60 inches canvas, add another 300 dpi for a t-shirt design. So this side ensure that our design will be high quality and print ready, okay? So to do this, go to the file tabs and use the paint tool, new, and set the width, weight, and like here, and width it is as 12. And before that we can use the inches. I will use the 12 inches, and here height will be like the 16 inches, and regulation should be the 300 per pixel inches over here, and here color mate should be the RGB colors, and make sure the background is set to transparent so I can easily use it. That this one, and once you are ready, just hit the create, okay? So before I will just undo this one again, let me check with the again, and I want to use like the inches, or let me use the 12, and here I will use the 16 inches. Oh wait, here then what I'm gonna do, let's use the RGB and use the created. So now that we have now this one, okay? So before jump into the working, or instead of working, we need to add the background layer or the sprite into the Photoshop. You can do by go to the here the colors. Let me use the colors, and for now I will use something as the whole white black colors over here. I can just easily use it, the simple one, this one, then hit on the OK. So now that we have now these colors, let's add the new layers. I want to add here the different elements over here. So before we start, let's do and start with our insert that type tools. Just go to the horizontal type tools, and this time I will use this one. Now for example, I will use the Pintake or this one, or now we have now this one. I will just use it. Now I want to increase the sizes. Now that we have now this one, or I can just easily zoom it this one again. I will do a little bit increase the sizes. So now that we have now these steps, these stats, now you can easily use it, make it the different if you want to use it over here. So for example, we can now see we have now this one. You can work with this now. You can change here the different color, okay? So for example, I want to keep these colors, or let me change here the colors. Or for the font styles over here, I can easily use the different font over here, or I will just try to find out which is the appropriate for our this design. I want to use it. Let me use, I will choose here the simple one. Like this is the simple. We can easily use it something as the vintage, or it can be more appealing on and here, okay? And I can go. So here we go. So now that we have now this one, now what I'm going to do, I duplicate it. You can do Ctrl J or use the whole Alt key and just drag in. Now you can see we have now this one. And before that, we are gonna change here the colors over here. For example, let's use the different colors over here. I would use these colors and hit on the OK. So now that we have now this one, or what I'm gonna do, let me use it this one. Then again, I want to duplicate it, alter the hold or the alter key, and this time so I would use another colors over here. For example, I will use this one, or I can just duplicate, put it here, okay? So now that we have now this one, again, I will duplicate it, hold the Alt key, and just to make it as a duplicate this one, like this way. I will change the color over here, and what I'm gonna do, I can use the another colors, so for it can be more appealing for here. And what I'm gonna do, let me use it the another colors for the simple colors over here. Okay, so now that we have now this one, then I want to take it to the little bit to the here, so it can be more appealing to here. Okay, so now that we have now this one, then I want to select all, just use it, or I will do select all here, like I can just easily use it these layers and select the all layers, and here let me use it, then use the Control G for groups. Okay, so now we can see we have now this one, and I can easily use it over here. Let me zoom in again, and I can just easily use it to the here. Or what I'm gonna do, I will use this one. What I'm gonna do, now that we can now find it, this is the group over here. Okay, so we have now this one, or we can do, or what I'm gonna do, I will use also, or we can easily make it the units or whatever with the pen finder groups. Okay, so now that we have now this one, and now let's see, and I want to use another duplicate this one, and this time I want to change here, like I will use the text like 90 or this one, and then this times I will change here the font styles over here, or before that we can easily use it with the different font styles over, or I can just easily use it with the different one. So let me use, or I'm gonna want to use this one, use the moving tools over here. So this times what I'm gonna do, I want to duplicate again, and here hold the Alt key and make it the duplicate. I will do, let me do it and change the font styles over here, and I can just make it the more appealing with the different font styles. So for example, I will use this one, and here now that I can just make it a little bit or down over here. Okay, again I will duplicate it with the hold Alt key. This times I will change the another colors. So for example, let's use these colors or simple one, then hit on the OK. So here now we have now this one. Then again I want to change the also the another colors here, and to what I'm gonna do, I can leave, or I will just beat or take it to the here. Okay, and this times I will change also the another colors for more appealing, or I will use the different one. Let me use the different one, the different colors. I can just easily use it with the different colors. So now that we have this one, or you can now see we can easily use it with this one, or before that I want to make it the and group it, and here I can just make it also the group it. So here we have now this one. Then what I'm gonna do, I want to add here the shapes by going to the here and just use the circle shapes, and I will just drop or draw to the here, or I can do, let me undo it, this one again I will hold the shift key, so it can be give me the proper or this one, and just click over, and then this times I will do, let me I will take to the bottoms over here, and again I want to take to the bottom, or what I'm gonna do, before that I want to make it the duplicate or group it, this one again, and Control G for group it. Okay, so now same way I will use, or let me do it again, or I use the another rectangles over the ellipse rectangles over here, or we can just easily move it to the here. Then I want to move it to the downs, and this times I can just show you how it will come up like this. And this times I want to change here the font, or let me use the different styles over here. I can easily use it with these colors or the better one. Okay, so now that we have now this one, now let's add the another layer, and this time I will insert here the another images, or here I want to use it. And this times now you can see we have now these images. I want to easily resize it over here. And what I'm gonna do, let me use it to the here, or I will just easily rotate it here. Okay, so now that we have now this one, then I want to take it to the bed, or here. What I'm gonna do, I want to, or let me undo it again. And here we have now this one, or these elements I can easily work with. What I'm gonna do, let me use it over here, and this is over here. Okay, I want to take it to the here. Let me do it again. Okay, so now that it goes to the here, what I'm gonna do, I will insert the another images. Go to the file tabs, use the emdet and emdet this one, and this times I want to add here the pictures over here. Or before that, let me do our here. Now we have now the pictures. I want to text to the here. Okay, so now that we have now this one. Okay, so here we can now see, or let me undo this one also. Okay, so now that we have now these images over here, and total, what I'm gonna do, you can easily take it, or here I have these images, or this is in our group, so I want to move it to the here again, bottoms over here. So I will also again use the another palm tree, use the place in emdet, or just click over, go to the, let me use, or I want to use the another layer, go to the here and use the place emdet with the file tab, and use this one. And now that we have now these pictures, then I want to do, and now that we have now this one, or what I'm gonna do, I want to use it over here. Okay, so here we have now this one, then I want to send it to the back. So what I'm gonna do, let's or I want to use it to the here, these images. So now that we have now this one, okay, you can easily use it over here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so here now we have now this one, or you can easily make it to the difference, or you can just use the different designs over here. Okay, so this way you can easily use it. Now let's shows us how it will becomes up with here, and this is our design. And if I use the another or colors, you can easily change it. Okay, so before we change this one, I will add the texture over here. So go to the file types, use the place, and this times let's use the, or I want to use the different texture. So I have already the texture, and I want to use this texture over here. Okay, so here I have this texture over here, and you can now see I want to use over here, and you can easily resize it if you want to use it. or why do you want to use it to the here, and I want to use into this one over here, or I will just easily use it. Or you can also make with a different transparencies, so and just go to the opacities, or you can just easily use it to the transparency is over here. Let me undo this one. Then you can now see we have now this one. Then I will do, and here that we have that this one also. Now let's move into or what are we going to do. Go to the again here, and I can just easily move to the bottoms, or I will also take it to the here. Let me do it. I can just easily move it to the here, the text, or I will make it to the back also, and do it, undo it this one again, take it to the back. Here I can do little bit over here. Okay, so now that we have now this one, again I want to take it to the one into the backs over here. Okay, so now that we have now these tiles, you can easily see it over here, or you can change the tiles if you want to use with the difference, or you can easily hide the different tiles over our opacities over here. When everything is done, this is our new design. And before we finish, or before we are finished up your work, make sure that you work with the right two elements, and whatever you want to use, you can easily use it in here. Okay, so texture are what really gives vintage design their charms. You can easily add texture. If you have the another texture, you can easily use it the design to make it looks and east. Okay, so now that we have now this one, then I want to apply the texture. If you are I want to find out the texture, and I want to work into the walls over here. So let me use it. There are various way to add texture in Photoshop. One effective method is using the ground brushes, and you can find free ground brushes or brushes spaces packs online. Simply load the in Photoshop, create a new layer, and start brushing over design. Adjust the opacities and blending modes to achieve the desired effect. Okay, so and there you have it, finished vintage t-shirt design. All there's left to save your files. Okay, and I recommended saving a PSD version for any future edit and exporting a PNG file for printings by going to the file types. Use also the export, as you can usually use it. The save as options like here, export as or quick export as PNG, or you can use the save as the PST. Okay, so thanks for joining me on this creative journey. Keep creating.